Thank you so much for joining us here on our latest Restless Presents event. We're very happy to have you all with us for this evening's event, which is all about yoga for the over 50s. I'm delighted to introduce you to your host this evening, Karen Rose. Karen has been teaching yoga for 25 years and has been following a personal practice for even longer. She first came across yoga in the 1990s when she was working as a massage therapist. She quickly realized the benefits of a regular yoga practice, particularly when it supported her through difficult life transitions over the years. So she decided to throw herself in at the deep end when she embarked on an ashram experience in order to train as a yoga teacher, during which she spent 30 days practicing yoga, meditation, and spiritual growth, far away from the mundanities of normal life. Later, Karen completed a year-long yoga teacher training course in Sydney. Karen is originally from Australia, but moved to the UK just 3 years ago to be closer to her son and grandchildren. She works 5 days a week as an assistant in a primary school, but remains passionate about and committed to sharing her yoga practice with others. Now 67, Karen has personal experience of how yoga can combat back problems and stress, amongst other conditions. She specialises in teaching the over 50s and is thrilled to be with us this evening to give you a taste of the benefits of her gentle style of yoga. So before I hand over to Karen, just a note on the technology. If you're having any technical issues during the class, please use the chat box to contact us, and my colleague Gaetano will help. And if you've got any questions about anything that Karen has to say this evening or about the class, please hold on to them until the end of the session and you'll have a chance to unmute yourself then. And just a final thing, if you're comfortable too, please do start your videos so that it kind of helps the feeling of the community. If you're not comfortable, it's fine to leave your video off. So Karen, over to you.
Hi everyone, welcome, and I'm really excited about sharing some yoga with you tonight. Yeah, especially during lockdown, I found it really useful to have like a bit of yoga to fall back on. And I find yoga really helps me, particularly not just that feeling of wellness, but also it's great if I'm feeling a bit stressed. And of course, with the pandemic, that all came up last year. So I'm just going to put just a little bit of PowerPoint up, just with a few points to share with you before we start. So I'm not going to talk too long because we're going to get into doing some yoga. So let's just get this slideshow happening. Here we go. So I hope you can see that. Yeah, so I'm only going to have a few minutes where I'm just talking about yoga with you. And then we're going to go into mostly standing stretches, because I found the standing stretches are really good if you're wanting to do some outdoors, especially with the weather getting warmer and getting all that fresh air. So, and also I find over 50s, 60s, or over 70, sometimes that getting up, lying down with yoga and all those transitions might be challenging. And just go with the flow tonight, we're just going to do quite a lot of standing type stretches with a relaxation at the end where we will lie down. So before we lie down at the end for about 5 or 10 minutes, you might want to get a blanket to lie on if you've got a hard wooden floor. Otherwise, just lie down on the floor. You don't need a yoga mat tonight, by the way. So, and at the end, we'll have some questions and answers. So I've got a couple of tips here for you. Just trying to bring the slide up there. In a moment. Here we go. Sorry. I'm just going to bring the next slide up. When it comes up, I'm just going to have to go to that again. Sorry. Let's bring that slide up. There we go. Some reason next slide's coming up, but that's okay. I can just talk about that. So I'm just going to stop the share now and I'll just chat about it. So basically, I just had a few tips for you, especially over 50. I don't do sort of yoga I did when I was in my 20s or 30s or 40s now. I don't do headstands. I'm just a little bit more aware of my neck. And also I'm thinking about my own back, and yeah, I have to admit I'm not as flexible as I was, like all of us might not be as when we're younger, but I do try to work at it through yoga and through doing exercise. So tonight, just from the point of safety, if anything doesn't feel right, just stop or sit down if you need to, especially if you're a beginner. So for beginners, I just advise listen to your body, go with the flow. It's a very gentle style of yoga I'm going to do tonight. We're going to start with a few joint rotations and then move into some standing stretches. So, and I'll give a couple of variations. So, especially if you find bending forward a little bit challenging. So if you want to have a chair nearby, if you need to, might find that handy as a bit of a prop if you need to lean on the chair. So don't hesitate to find your own modification and variation. All right. So basically that's the main thing. And I just want to talk about yoga just really means union of mind and body. It comes from the Sanskrit word to join. So it's using the breath to help you get into your body. And by being aware of the breath, we are going to do some breath awareness tonight. It just takes your mind off your normal thoughts and brings your awareness back into the practice. I mean, you might do that naturally anyway when you're gardening or at the gym, but you will find that with yoga, it is not just about the stretches and the moving around, it's also the breath awareness and that feeling of well-being. And so instead of kind of your mind wandering off, just bring your awareness back into your body. Okay, so I'll help you with that. So that's kind of the main thing I was going to talk about, and I'm not going to talk too much longer. I think I've covered everything. So we'll get ready. Don't worry if you don't have a yoga mat, it's just fine on the floor. So I'm going to stand up shortly and we'll move into some standing stretches. And we are going to do a little bit of breathing to start off with. Okay, deep breathing. All right, so into. Hope you can all see me okay. If not, just listen to my voice and I'll talk you through. So if you're on a phone and it's a little bit hard to see everything, I'll try and talk you through the practice as much as I can. So just start by standing with soft knees, feet a little way apart, and just bring your awareness into the feet and feel the connection with the floor. And now become aware of your breathing. So you might want to have a soft gaze. You can even close your eyes at this stage if you feel comfortable standing. Otherwise, a soft gaze, and bring your awareness to your breathing, just your natural breath. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And then we're going to place both hands on your tummy, and we're going to move into some deep full yogic breathing. You might already do this naturally, but some of us, when we get stressed, we have shallow breaths up on the chest. So we're going to just be a little bit aware of some nice deep full breathing. So when you breathe in, your next in-breath, breathe in, feel the tummy push out and expand. Chest fills up. And then when you exhale, chest lowers and tummy lowers. So continue on in your own time. Deep, full yogic breathing. Make sure you can feel your tummy pushing out. Everyone will go at a different rate. And now we're going to slightly count the breath. So as you breathe in, count 1, 2, 3, as far as you can go. And breathe out for the same count. So we're going to make it slow, even, and rhythmical. You might find you're breathing for 2, out for 2, in for 4, whatever you feel comfortable with. It's going to continue on just for about a minute with deep, full yogic breath. Continue the silent counting. What that does, it just takes your mind off your normal thoughts. You might hear the sound of your breath. And now just relax the hands down by the side and come back to your natural breath. Open your eyes if your eyes were closed. And just shake the body out a little bit. Give the body a little bit of a shake, a bit of a jiggle. And then come back into your standing relaxation pose. Feeling down into your toes. So just wiggle your toes a little bit on the floor. Give them a bit of a wiggle. Feel all those joints in the toes. These joints you can do sitting down with the legs out straight, but we're going to do it standing tonight. Or I've done it before with students lying on the floor. So they're just part of the series where we move. We start at the toes and we move right up to the neck, just loosening up the joints because our muscles attached to our joints. And as we age, we might have a few little creaks in our joints. That's kind of normal. So we're going to bring our awareness to the ankle joints, and we're just going to slowly lift up your left foot off the ground if you can. Now, if you feel a bit wobbly, you might want to grab a chair and just hang on to the chair while you lift up your left foot off the ground. So yoga is really good for balance, but by all means use a chair if you need to. So we're just going to circle your left foot around one way and then back the other. We're doing some ankle rotations. Sorry, there's a bit of a siren going off outside. Sorry if you can hear that in the microphone. And slowly lower your left leg down, and then the same on the right leg. Just lift up the right foot off the floor and just circle your foot around in one direction and then the other. And then lowering down. So I'm just going to put the chair back away now. If you've got a chair, you can just move it back to the side. Just shake out the body a little bit. And now bring your awareness up to the knees, the knee joints. So slowly lean forward, bend the knees, and put your hands on your knees. And just circle both knees around, slowly in one direction, just with a natural breath, and back the other way. Just loosening up the knee joints. And then coming up, hands on the hips now. So just bring the hands up on the hips. And we're going to bring our awareness up to our hip joints. And we're just going to do some like hula movements around in one direction. Just loosening up the waist and the hips. Make sure your knees are a little bit bent. If you do have any back problems or sore lower back, always make sure the knees are a little bit bent. And that just eases in yoga for safety. And then just coming back to standing relaxation, and we're going to stretch the arms out in front and spread the fingers really wide. Bring the awareness now to your fingers, all the joints in the fingers and hands. Clench the fists really tight. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, spread the fingers wide. Breathe in, clench the fingers, the fists. Exhale, stretch the fingers out. So just continue on in time with your breath. Breathing in, clench the fists. Breathing out. Keeping your awareness in the movement, looking at your hands. And then catching the fists again, we're going to just loosen up the wrist joints now. Mine clicks a fair bit because I've broken my wrist a couple of times, so don't worry if you hear a few little clicky noises. And relax down. Arms out straight again, stretching the arms out in front, soft knees, and bend the elbows. So we're just doing elbow bends. And we're going to breathe in. As the fingertips on the shoulders, breathe out. If you want to breathe out through the mouth, you can, So you can inhale through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, or you can just breathe through the nose, whatever feels right for you. One more round, and then keep the fingers on the shoulders. Relax the shoulders down, awareness up to the shoulder joints, and we're going to just loosen up the shoulders. Just with the natural breath, open up the chest. You might notice you'll bend the knees a bit as you come around, that's fine. If you prefer to do these sitting in a chair, that's fine. Find your own variation. Back the other way. Last round. And just let the arms flop down. And now we're going to finish off with a few neck movements. We're not going to do neck rotations because that I have got a bit of a tricky neck, to be honest. So I don't do neck rotations. But do take care with your neck. So we're just going to go backwards and forwards with the head. So lift the head back, breathe in. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, it goes back. Exhale, head goes forward. So continue on in your own time. Just gentle backwards and forwards. Any tensions from the day, let it go with the exhalation. You might even like to close your eyes. You might notice these joint movements are fairly relaxing and good start. And also you can do it in a bit of a meditative state as well. Come back to center now. Relax and come back to standing relaxation. Okay, we're going to just move into just a simple arm stretch now. So just have the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Bend the knees a little bit and cross the arms in front. Breathe in, stretching up. Exhale, looking up further. Breathing in, cross the wrist again. Exhale, arms down. Again, when you're ready to inhale, breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. So just don't worry if you forget where to breathe in and breathe out. Just focus on your breath, breathing in and breathing out. And that nice opening up feeling. Bend the knees well though if you come down. Otherwise, if you prefer to do this sitting in a chair, that's fine. You're just moving your arms. Open up the chest, opening up. We'll do one more round. And slowly let the hands float down. And just for a moment, close the eyes or soft gaze and just feel into the body and feel from the toes all the way up to the head and check how you're feeling. Is there any part of the body that is a little bit tight or give it a bit of a wiggle? Scan through the body and then from the head down. Scan from the head, shoulders, chest, abdomen, knees and feet and check that not holding any tension and letting go. Open the eyes. So often in yoga, the style of yoga I teach, just tune in after a few stretches, how you're feeling. Take a few deep breaths. It's about awareness and that will help you practice as well. Okay, the next stretch we're going to move into, we're going to move more into the lower part of the body, is triangle pose or Trikonasana. I won't use the big Sanskrit words, I'll just keep it pretty simple tonight because we might have a few beginners in our group here. So if you have done quite a lot of yoga, you might want to extend the practice. So feel like if you're quite an experienced yoga practitioner, you might want to hold the posture a bit longer. But I'm sort of aiming more for, maybe beginners to lower intermediate tonight. So feet are like, legs are like a triangle shape. I hope you can see both my legs there in the picture. If not, just make your legs like a triangle, hands by the side, and then we're going to just slowly slide the right hand down the right side of the body, left arm comes up, and then as we breathe in, we come up. Exhale, left hand goes down the left leg, inhale, come up. Now go in time with your breath. Your breath will be a different rate to anyone else's. So yoga is very much you go at your own pace. Listen to your body. You can feel your side stretch here. Only go down as far as you feel comfortable. And if you need to bend your knees a bit, do so. That's fine. Now, if you want to add another option, you can now lean over a little bit as you go to the side. So just lift that arm up as you go over. If that doesn't feel okay for you, just stick to the original triangle. One more other side, stretching out the side muscles. Come back and keep the legs in the triangle position. And now we're going to move your right foot out a little bit. I'm just doing a mirror image here and right knee over the toes, and we're going to lean down on that thigh. Makes it a bit easier. This is another variation of triangle, and then the top arm comes up, which will be your left arm. And you can just look straight ahead. If it's okay with your neck, you can look up. Otherwise, just look straight ahead. So just hold the pose for as long as it feels all right for you. Natural breath. If you need to come back out, especially if you're a beginner, come back out. So just hold for about a count. Usually for beginners, I say just hold for about 3, count of 3, and then come out. Right, I'm going to slowly come out now. Come out when you're ready. And then when you're ready, the same on the other side. Lean down. The left knee, this left thigh this time, and the right arm comes up. And if you wish, you can look upwards or just keep looking straight ahead. Natural breath. And then slow. Right. Bring the feet closer together now. So they're about hip width apart, and just shake out the body a little bit. Give the body a bit of a shake. Hands on the belly for a moment. Nice big deep breath in. And big breath out. Another big breath in. Big yogic. More down. Lovely. Now we're just going to do a simple spinal stretch, but we will be coming up on the toes. So it's going to look like this, where we're just going to lift the heels off the floor and up on the toes a bit. If you find that a bit challenging, if you're a beginner, just keep the feet on the floor. So fingers are interlocked in front. Breathe in, come up on the toes. Breathe out, lift the heels back down. Let's go at your own pace when you're ready to breathe in. Let the movement follow the breath. So inhale, stretching out, stretching the whole spine out. It's also good for your digestion because you're having a nice big stretch. You might find you'll do something like this when you wake up in the morning. And one more round. And then relax the arms down. Keep the feet hip width apart. And we're going to interlock the fingers again, but this time we're going to keep the feet flat on the floor, not going to come up on the toes. So breathe in, lift the arms up and just sway over to, that'll be your right side. Breathe in, come up to center and gentle side bend over to your left side. So this is swaying palm tree pose. You can visualise the nice tropical island, swaying palm trees. Be nice, the weather being warmer. And one more round over the side. So again, stretching out the side a little bit. And good. Now the next stretch, we are going to do a gentle twist. So if you do have a back that might, a little bit of back pain at all, don't go too far into the twist, because sometimes people put their back out by twisting. Probably already know that. So we're just going to go gently at your own level. So hands out to the side, arms out to the side. Inhale, exhale, looking over your right shoulder as far as you feel comfortable. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, looking over the left side. And then continue on, breathing in center. Exhale, looking over your shoulder. If you've done a lot of yoga, you might like to hold it on either side. But if you're a beginner, just breathe in and breathe out. Stay with the breath in and breath out. Couple more rounds. So for a practice at home, it's handy to think about what you might include if you're going to practice by yourself at home. So make this the last one and let the arms come down. So you might want a bounce pose, a little bit of a twist, warm-ups to start, a little bit of a forward bend, a little bit of a backward bend, and just so that you're working on the whole body and the spine. And they say you're only as young as your spine, so we want to work on our back and spine feeling good. So just shake out a little bit more of a shake, and back to standing relaxation. Right, I would like you now to separate the legs wide like we did in the triangle. So the legs are like a triangle. And we're going to move into, you might have heard of the warrior pose. So working on strength, the lower part of the body. We are going to have the arms lifted, but just have the knees a little bit bent and soft. Now turn the right foot out slightly and bend the right knee over the foot, just as far as you're comfortable. If it's just a little way, if you've done yoga before, a bit further like we did in the triangle. Now you might want to bring the left foot round a little bit. Hands on your hips to start with, so we'll just get comfortable with our stance. If you feel a bit wobbly, just grab your chair and hang on to it. You know, I don't want anyone, if you're a beginner, take it easy. Right, now lift up the right hand in front, left hand's behind, and just check the arm behind, aiming for a straight line. So looking beyond the fingertips, warrior pose. Take the awareness to behind the navel and the tummy and feel the strength in your core. Strong, courageous, warrior. And then lower the left hand arm down, raise your right arm up, and if it's okay with your neck, looking upwards. A little bit of a reverse warrior. Come back to warrior again, and slowly bring that foot around and come back with your hands on your hips. Let's take a few deep breaths in and out before we do the other side. Might want to close the eyes, breathing in, breathing out. If you feel any part of the body starting to tense up, just let it go with the breath. Opening the eyes, come back to natural breath. Now the other side. Just bring the left foot out now, bend the right knee, bring that right foot round a little bit. Left arm's out in front, right arm's behind, look beyond your fingertips. Just hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. If you need to come out, especially a beginner, come out slowly. If you want to hold it for a bit longer, and if you want to bend down a little bit more, you can. Just listen to your body. And then slowly move into reverse warrior. Looking up if that's all right with your neck, or just look straight ahead. Coming back out to warrior. And coming back, feet round to the front, hands on the hips. Okay, just bring the feet back to standing relaxation. And we'll just come back to the breath awareness just for a moment before we do, seeing how we're going. We're fine for time. Awareness to your belly. In yoga, you might have heard the chakra systems. So yoga is a bit like Tai Chi, where you work on the internal energy centers of your body and your whole body awareness, internal organs as well. So the triangle pose and the warrior works a lot on this kind of lower part of the body, keeping it strong. Okay, the next posture we'll move into is a little bit of a squat. So don't worry if you're no good at squatting. You can go down to however far you can go down. We're not going to go too low. We're going to do it in stages. So feet are not quite as wide as triangle, a little bit wider than hip width apart. So just feel steady contact of your feet on the mat or floor. And then we're going to bring our hands in front of the chest in prayer position. So breathing in. As you breathe out, just bend the knees slightly, just a little way. Don't go too far down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, if you can go down a little bit further, bend your knees. I'm not going very far down at all. Not going too far down. And then the third time, inhale, exhale, go down to a comfortable squat for you. So you don't have to go too far to feel that those legs working, strengthening the legs. And when you need to come out of your squat, if you feel like I've met the edge of the posture in yoga, listen to your body and you think, no, I've had enough now. It's feeling a bit too sore. I'm coming out. So especially if you're watching on YouTube, really go at your own pace if you're not going to a yoga class for safety. So try that again in your own pace. Breathe in, exhale, go a third of the way down. Inhale, come up, exhale, go 2/3. And then the third time, go down to a comfortable squat for you and awareness to the lower part of the body. Maybe a soft gaze at an object on the floor in front. Yoga is really good for weight bearing, balance. And when you need to come up, I think that's it, I'm at the edge now. Have a nice stretch, coming out slowly. So we're just going to come back now to standing relaxation. So I'm just showing you a selection of standing poses tonight. There's so many different yoga postures. I do really like the salute to the sun. It's probably not exactly a beginner's practice, but I'm going to show you an easy variation tonight. The reason why I like salute to the sun, it's energizing, gets the body going, especially in the morning. And it's it makes you feel a little bit positive because you can do it slow, you can go fast. So I'm just going to show you a variation with the cat stretch because I find downward dog, which I'll show you, for people that have done yoga before will know what downward dog looks like. But for beginners, downward dog's quite a hard posture. There's a lot of weight on your wrists and your head's down really low. So some people find downward dog easy, others, I found it when I started yoga quite challenging. But just go with the flow and see how that goes for you. So the start of salute to the sun, I'm actually going to turn side on for this, okay? So we start off really easy with the hands in front of the chest. So I hope you can still see me okay there. So I want you to just close your eyes for a moment or a soft gaze. And visualize a large sun inside the body and just feel the energy of the sun. Had lots of sun the last few days. Vitalize. Open the eyes. And then we're going to stretch up. It's okay, look up to the ceiling. And this is an opening up. So it's a backward bend. Don't go back too far like that. Just a little way back. And now come forward to a forward bend. Now, some of you, I have some friends that have started yoga and they can't touch the floor. That's fine. If you can touch the floor, bend the knees till your fingertips touch the floor. If you find, I'm going to show you a variation if you feel like you're nowhere near the floor. So if you've got a chair handy, you can just reach up and just hang on to the chair. Make sure it doesn't topple over. And don't go down to the floor. So lots of yoga classes, they use blocks to help you, or just have a chair because we're home. So if you feel like you can't touch the floor, then come back out and then come back to the start. So I don't want you to just listen to the body. So we'll just start again. So come back into the beginning position, and then we're going to open up, looking upwards. And then choose your variation, either to the floor or the chair. If you've got your fingertips on the floor and your knees bent, and then I want you just to come down on all fours for the cat position. You may know what the cat and cow pose is, just come into all fours. And then arch back up like a cat. Come back out. If you've done yoga before and you would like to go into downward dog, you curl the toes under, push the bottom up, and bend the knees and come into down dog. Otherwise, if you find, no, that's not for me, just stay with your cat. And then from here, we're just going to simply push the bottom up and walk the feet towards the hands, bend the knees, and slowly come up and open up. So it's that nice opening up to the sun and back to the start. Right, so just relaxing standing relaxation pose before we're going to get another go of that. And we'll have one more round. So I'm just introducing Salute to the Sun tonight. So if you're new to the practice, you think it's too hard for me, that's okay. You can just watch if you like. So we'll do one more round with the cat stretch. Okay, so hands in the first position. Coming up, opening up, and back, and down, so the fingers touch the floor, bend the knees really well, come down into cat, arch the back up like a cat. If you're comfortable going into downward dog, otherwise stay in cat if you're not. So downward dog, come back to cat. And now just push the bottom up and slowly walk the feet forward, or you can walk the hands back, whatever's going to work for you. Bend the knees, coming up and back. And then just come back to standing relaxation. I hope you can still see me okay. No, if you can't. Take a few deep breaths in and out. We're just going to do one more standing practice tonight, and that's the tree pose. So this is a balance. If you need a change in life, you haven't done many balance poses before in yoga, or if you're a beginner, I suggest you just have a mantelpiece or a wall or something near you for balance, because I don't want anyone falling over. So the tree pose, we're going to do it in stages. So bring the awareness to the feet, and then all your awareness on the right foot. Now you're going to lift up your left heel. So your left heel is just resting above the right ankle joint. Toes are on the floor, and the hands are going to be in prayer position. So there you are, you're balancing. You're in a balance pose. The feet haven't come off the floor yet. So focus on the point in front. Balance poses are really good for concentration, focus, weight bearing. And then if you feel steady, not too wobbly, you can just lift the foot up off the floor and dig the heel into the side of the calf muscle. And if that feels all right, if you're a bit wobbly, you can put your hand on the chair. And if you want to come up further, you can. So go at your own level with this one. So if you've done yoga before, you've probably done tree pose before. So sometimes our balance is wobbly, depends on the day you've had. Sometimes it's easy. Okay, release on this side. And the other side. So start with the toe on the floor, and then slowly bring the foot up. And hold for a comfortable length of time for you. Lower the leg down. So there's lots of different yoga balance poses, but yeah, definitely start off with the easy one and then move into it. And if you want to extend that practice, you can open the arms out. It's nice to do it outside. Yoga is thousands of years old, and they used to do it a lot in nature. It's lovely to do outside or with a friend. Okay, I'm a little bit mindful of time, how we're going. So what we're going to do now in a minute, we are going to lie down, and when we lie down, make sure you're comfortable on the floor. If you're in your bedroom, lie on the bed, that's fine. And we're going to do about a 5 to 10 minutes, a little bit 10 past 8 now, 5 to 10 minutes of a deep relaxation, because after your yoga stretches, it's just good to lie down even for 5 minutes and just completely relax in our Shavasana pose. So Shavasana just means lying on your back. It also means have your palms upwards if you can, and just that letting go. So I'll just show you Shavasana. Down. If you want to, when you lie down, you might want to tuck the knees up a little bit and just massage the lower back a little bit. And then just lie down in Shavasana, ready for relaxation. So I'm just going to come up a little bit closer to the camera. I'm not actually going to lie down when I'm talking you through the relaxation. I hope you can still see me all right. Yep, there we are. Okay, so take time to settle into your relaxation pose of Shavasana, lying on your back. This is the best part of yoga, the relaxation part. And it is like a little bit of a form of meditation too, because you're going to just take your awareness around the different parts of the body, letting it go. So eyes are lightly closed. Allow yourself to settle onto the floor, or if you're in the bed, that's fine, or wherever there's a nice comfortable surface. Palms are facing upwards or towards the body. And just feel contact points with the floor. The back of the head, the shoulders, the lower back, the buttocks, the parts of the legs that meet the floor, and the heels, the arms and hands. So awareness of the whole physical body, and a feeling of letting go now from the concentration of doing the yoga or your busy day. Now it's time to completely relax. Bring your awareness now to your breath, and without changing it at all, not moving so much into deep full yogic breath, just your natural breath in the nostrils. Just be aware I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. And just be aware of any thoughts that are coming and going at the eyebrow center or in the mind. Not getting caught up, just witnessing the thoughts. And now just letting those thoughts go for the moment. Now just see yourself in a really positive light. See yourself the best you can be. Whatever it is brings you joy in life, see yourself happy, something you like doing. Now we're going to move our awareness from the eyebrow center down to the right hand. So as I name each part of the body, just take your awareness there. You don't need to move the body at all, keeping it still, and just let your awareness go from one part to the next. So the right hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, and little finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, armpit, right shoulder, the right side of the body, down to the hip, thigh, the knee, calf muscle, ankle, and heel. Sole of the right foot, top of the foot. Big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. The whole right side of the body completely relaxed. And now over to the left side, left hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, little finger. Palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, armpit, the whole left shoulder, left side of the body, hip, thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, the sole of the left foot, top of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, the whole left side of the body, both feet, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the lower back, middle of the back, the whole spine, shoulder blades, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, space between the shoulder blades, neck, back of the head, top of the head, eyebrows, the right eye, the left eye, and the space behind the eyes. Right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, nose, nose tip, mouth and jaw, the whole face, front of the neck, chest, rib cage, abdomen, and pelvis. So the whole front of the body, whole back, whole of the right arm, whole of the left arm, both arms, whole of the right leg, whole left leg, both legs. So relaxing the legs, arms, trunk and head, whole body awareness. And now just bring the awareness back to the eyebrow center or just the space behind the forehead. Any thoughts that might arise, just be the witness, not getting caught up. And now slowly bring your awareness back to the breathing, your natural breath, and deepen the breath now. So as you breathe in, feel the tummy expand, and as you breathe out, the tummy lowers. Deep full yogic breathing. And bring the awareness back to the whole body. Be aware of different sounds going on around you. Feeling the contact points with the floor again. And we're just going to lie for about a minute or so. Just stay lying in your lying down position. Just feeling the effects of the yoga practice. Very short relaxation. And then we're going to complete our yoga practice now. So slowly stretch the body. And when you're ready, roll over to one side and slowly come out of your Shavasana pose, your relaxation pose. If you need a drink of water or anything, grab a drink of water and a seat. And then I think that's the end of my yoga session. So I think if there's any questions, might be a few people that have a few questions. So just take your time. I was going to share my email address with you. It's just not coming up on the PowerPoint, but that's okay. I think Katana will set that up tomorrow.
Do you want to try again, Karen? By the way, thank you so much. That was brilliant. Try again and then select the slide you want to share and then share it.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, all right. So I'll just bring that up. Let's see. That one. See if that works. All right, and then it's not going down to the next slide for some reason. It's okay.
Why don't you? Do you want to use? You can use the arrow keys. That should.
Yeah, I tried that. Yeah. Okay, I'll just try once more. I'll just go into Slideshow.
Okay, now where you are, if you just select. No. Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Escape.
Yeah. Yeah. For some reason it's not coming up. Okay.
Or I should be able.
That's okay. I'll just see if
okay, yeah, select that. No, select the slide 3 on.
Yeah, oh, sorry. I'll get it again. Okay. Okay. So it's just not
or I can try and share it for you.
Never mind. Yeah, I'm not having any luck there.
It's okay, I'll try and find it. It's fine.
Okay, that's all right. Just going to grab a chair.
Karen, thank you so much.
That's all right.
If anyone would like to ask a question, rather than I see that we've had one comment. Thank you so much for to the person who just posted that comment to say they were a beginner and they find it really useful and they learned a lot. So thank you.
Oh,
if anybody else would like to offer any feedback or ask any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand by clicking in the reactions box and finding raise hand, and we can unmute you. I'll just give you a chance to do that.
Okay.
Karen, Jan is asking, how do you stop your mind from wandering? I have so much chatter in my head. I think that's such a good question, Jan, and I'm sure you're not the only one.
Yeah, I've got one of those really busy minds. That as soon as I wake up in the morning, my mind just goes, blah, 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 So, yeah, I can totally relate to that. I think it's best not to try and control it too much, because the more you try and control it, you'll feel a little bit stressed. So if you do practice, that was like a very short yoga nidra practice or meditation. With practice, it's just kind of one of those things, but you will have days where your mind's just all over the place. But with that sort of mindfulness now that the Buddhists do and yoga practitioners do, you just, if you can, just think, look, it's just my mind. It's my mind going. My mind's going blah, blah, blah. And don't be hard on yourself. With practice, it will, hopefully it will slow down a little bit, but really I've been practicing yoga for a long time, and some days I go, oh, I can't meditate today. I'm just going to go out and go for a walk or do something else. Yeah, with the training I did, they just said, just try not to be really kind to yourself. Don't try and control it too much, because then immediately you're just kind of getting stressed out and tense about it. So with a lot of meditation practice, it is about that, just awareness, acceptance of yourself. That's where the mind's going. I find bring your awareness back to your breath, counting your breath, or even just visualizing like your favorite flower, visualize a symbol. So with meditation practice, you can just find a really easy thing that you relate to, maybe not a person so much, but it could be like your favorite garden, or just something you can visualize, your favorite beach, and that just has a calming effect and it can bring your mind back. So I hope that helps. Thanks, Jan.
And Gaetano has got your final slide there, Karen. So if anyone would like to contact you afterwards, your email address is up there. So please do make a note of it.
So you cannot see. Can you see it, Ash?
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it now. Sorry about the color; it's a bit blue, isn't it? Yeah. So if you've got any questions, I do work during the day, but yoga is sort of like my hobby. I'm not actually teaching yoga over here at the moment, just with the pandemic and everything. But I'm happy to answer any questions if you've got any other questions. I have got a Facebook page if you're on Facebook called Yoga for Calm. I just put a few videos up there during the lockdowns. There's like a yoga nidra, some breathing. It's similar to the class we did tonight for over 50s. There's a cat appearing in a lot of the videos at the beginning of the pandemic, but that's all right. If you're not on Facebook, there is this little Yoga for Seniors guide. It's a little 16-page booklet. I always like things written down with that. So if I know Gaetano is going to put it up there, and so if you want that PDF, you can access that. And yeah, it's just for free. It's just something I did, and I like to share because yoga's done a lot for me. It's helped me, especially I can be a bit of a worrywart. I do. Yoga just helps me just have that sense of peace and calm, especially in the last 12 months. It's really helped me, and I've used those tools I've learnt. Apart from going for walks and chatting to friends on Zoom. Yeah. Any other questions? I can see people now. I couldn't see people very well before. I'm sorry.
Is the booklet going to be on the Restless website, Karen? Well, I think that we can organise to probably get it sent to the attendees of this evening. So yeah, look out for it in the follow-up email that will come out tomorrow.
Yeah, or I can email it to you too. If you want, you've got my email address, KarenRoseYoga@gmail.com, and I can send it to you.
And Karen, it sounds like I think maybe most people are beginners. So thank you so much. What a lovely kind of intro to yoga this evening.
Good. Yeah, don't be afraid to use props like folded up blankets or a chair. Because if you're new to yoga, just be really safety conscious. And when I first started yoga, it took me about 6 months to bend forward. Honestly, I was so stiff. And that's normal. It can take, with practice. And sometimes it's good just to do a couple of minutes every day, rather than trying to do something once a week. Just choose your favorite one, whether it's the cat or the, and don't try and do headstands or anything. Like, honestly, you don't have to do headstands to do yoga. You can just, with practice, you can do other postures that have the same benefit for your body. And the main thing you want to feel is just a feeling of well-being. And it's also good for your lungs, that deep breathing. It's good for de-stressing, counting the breath. I just find when you wake up in the morning, just I try not to listen to the news straight away, because when you first wake up, your mind's really open, and just think of something pretty positive when you wake up. And before I go to sleep too, I just, as a practice for yoga, rather than watching a whole lot of, I do like Netflix, but just try and wind down and just maybe a bit of gratitude, something positive that all helps with if you have any sleeping problems or anything. But I do find relaxation really good for, if I'm a bit stressed, I listen to, it's called Yoga Nidra. So you can find a lot of those on YouTube. Yin yoga is really good if you want to do a gentle beginner's yoga, because there's so many different types. There's the Iyengar. I recommend that maybe for beginners. So look for things like yin yoga, restorative yoga, yoga with Adriene, those ones on YouTube, because you want to have fun with it and enjoy it. All right. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thank you, Karen. That was a really lovely way to spend the evening. Thank you for sharing your practice with us.
Thank you so much. Really, really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Jen. Yeah,
Right.
good.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
And thank you to everyone who attended this evening. It's really lovely to see some familiar repeat members turn up for these events. If you've got feedback for us, please save it up for the email that you'll receive tomorrow. The feedback's really, really useful, and we're using it to find new talks for you over the coming weeks. Next week we've got another one. Look out on the community to see the topic. Gaetano, do you want to let people know what the topic is?
It's going to be about well, it's going to be an very interesting one. Let's wait for the for the post tomorrow. It should be out tomorrow. It should be up tomorrow. Yeah, I won't spoil the surprise.
And as I said last week, if any of you would like to take part and be the presenter at one of our Restless Presents events, we are looking for more, so please do email us on info@restless.co.uk if you would like to speak on a topic that interests you and that might interest the rest of the community. So thank you all very much.